actually a fitness condition coach. Did that for about 7 years, and full-time mum. So Spence was able to work and he made a decent income that I was able to stay home and look after my 4 kids.
Before ACN, I was in the building industry. I started in the domestic and then later moved on to the commercial side and high-rises. Then in 2008, the big GFC hit and our industry got hit really hard, and I found myself in a job.
I think I remember the day that Spencer came home and he sat me down and said, "Hun, I no longer have a job." He'd lost his income. And we were so used to having that type of income for about 15 years. So when it disappeared, it felt like we couldn't breathe. We were about to lose a house. We had 90 days to come up with a mortgage. Otherwise they were going to take the house away. And just the thought of that, having to, sit our kids down and tell them, okay, we no longer have this house. It was just something I couldn't even fathom. So a week after that, we got a phone call from my sister and she invited us to one of these ACN presentations. And I'd never done network marketing. So I rolled my eyes and went, yeah, whatever. But I showed up because it was my sister. And I sat at the back of the room and they started talking about making money off gas and electricity and mobile phones. And something that we learned that was pretty powerful was it didn't matter how broke we were about to lose a house, but every single dollar we had left over went to pay for the gas, the electricity, mobile phones. So for me, ACN just sounded like common sense. And I went home really excited and I told Spencer and he turned around and told me not to do it. But here's what I knew, that if we kept doing what we'd always done, we would end up in the same situation. I mean, I was 31 and we couldn't even afford the mortgage payment. And that for me, that was a game changer. I had to do something different. And even though he wasn't keen, I knew that I had to do it first. In order for him to be able to see that it would work, I had to get started. And it was the most challenging thing we'd ever done. But what I saw in ACN, I couldn't sleep. I started imagining the potential of what ACN could do for my family. But more importantly, Spencer was working 3 different jobs. So ACN for me was about rescuing my husband.
I'm old school and traditional, and I'm always about providing for the family. And if I can't do that, I guess I don't lose my manhood, but I just don't feel like a provider of the myself, man. And I think when I heard at the International that the ACN can really do it as a team and do it together, I really started thinking, oh, hang on, this could really work. And coming out of the International, I think I've become Jannis' best secret weapon.
Yeah, he likes to think that, but yeah, okay, so he actually did. He came out of the international event and within 2 weeks we went team coordinator. But that was our first international event as business owners. My first one, I went as a guest. And that first international event, these people got up in front of the room and they were so excited, they were so pumped up about life. And the same gentleman, Mr. Larry Raskin, he reminded me that I had everything within me to change my circumstances. And that environment woke me up and empowered me and reminded me of what I could do if I put my mind to it. Now you gotta remember that at that first event, as a guest, I could barely even afford to be in that room to pay for that ticket. But I sacrificed to be there, and as a result of that, I got to see a vision bigger than what I could see for myself. So my biggest advice to you is if you're fairly new in the business, do not miss that international event.